All right, according to the cloud.
Okay. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Solo Show. I am here with three co-hosts today. We got a special edition. We're doing something I've never done before. I don't think any of my co-hosts have done before. We're doing a long podcast, as you can tell by the timeline. We're watching the Star Wars Holiday Special and commentating on it as we watch it. So hopefully there's no bugs in us doing this. We might hit some ad breaks or something, and we'll figure it out as we go along. We'll see what happens. I'm with me today. I have from the Grand Circle Tour podcast. Actually, all three of you guys are now from the Grand Circle Tour podcast, realistic, because we all do the Mandalorian show, our roundtable Mandalorian show, and the Grand Circle Tour podcast together. Starting off with my good friend and yours, Jason. Jason, how are you today?
Aloha, Stan. I am fantastic. How you doing?
Oh, welcome to the Solo Show. It's your first time here.
It's my first time in the Solo Studios for the Solo Show.
Yeah, this is neat. Also with me is Justin Clark from the Mandalorian shows, and he's going to be on an upcoming Solo Show in a couple of months. Justin, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. Glad to be here.
Right on. Now, have you seen the holiday special before?
I have. I have.
You love it? You hate it? When did you first see it?
When I first saw it, I'm old enough. I saw this when it was originally broadcast.
Okay. And what are your memories of it?
For years, I had like this vague recollection of having seen something involving Chewbacca's family. And that was about all I could really remember of it. But I could never find it until I finally stumbled across this holiday special and went, that's it.
Well, yeah, it's kind of, for years, it was like urban legend and myth, and because it was never really released. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was broadcast once and never again.
Right.
And before Thanksgiving in 1978.
Yes. And also joining us from the Grand Circle Tour Mandalorian Roundtable Discussion Show, we have Scott Clark. Scott, how are you today?
Doing good, Stan. Good morning.
Good morning. And what's your first time seeing this in your memories of the holiday special?
Like Justin just said, I remember watching this one as a little kid. And like I said, all I can remember is Chewbacca's family, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's pretty common. Let's get back to Jason. I never asked you when you first watched this show.
I didn't see it when it first came out. First time I saw it was a bootleg VHS I purchased at Comic-Con in the 90s.
And you must have been excited to buy that.
I was excited to buy it, and then I brought it home, threw it on, and realized it's nightmare fuel. And I'm watching it sober, so I think that's extra credit.
I was going to say, we're recording pretty early. I'm wondering how much you drank so far today, because you have
just coffee with nothing fun in it. So I mean, this is a sacrifice.
Oh boy! We might be losing Jason 20 minutes in. He might just say, "Okay, guys, I'm signing off."
I had a bootleg DVD of it I bought in like 2000, and when people would come to my house, they would just stay the night. They'd want to watch it. So I had at this point seen it more times than I care to admit.
Oh wow!
And I threw our DVD out when we moved and said, "I'm never watching this again. I will never watch this again."
And here we are.
Here we are.
You're a great man.
I have really fond memories of the holiday special when I originally watched it. And I remember going back to school, and in the schoolyard, us all talking about how great the Star Wars holiday special was. It was something very memorable. And then you never heard of it again for years. You never heard of it. And then there was kind of rumblings in the fan community about how bad it was and how George Lucas wanted to burn all the copies. And I just had good memories of it until I watched it again. And I kind of went, wow, what was that? How come it seemed so much better as a kid? It's hard to explain. I seem to remember all the good stuff when I originally watched it. But I got my popcorn, and we got we're all primed, ready to go. So for those of you, if you're going to follow along at home and watch it, you can put this on your YouTube and listen to us talk while you watch. We're going to be starting off at the 11 seconds mark.
Hey, Stan, really quick.
Yeah.
If they're going to YouTube, what is the title they're looking for?
You want the Star Wars Holiday Special nice copy is the one you want. It says Star Wars Holiday Special, comma, the 1978 in brackets and a nice copy in brackets. So that's the one that you want. So you can be following along at home. And if you're watching it at home and you get a commercial break, pause us, do what you have to do, fast forward through the commercials, whatever, and then hit play again when we come back up. I mean, if you have a DVD copy at home or a VHS copy at home, you could probably watch it and listen to us at the same time. We'll see how it goes. We've never done this before. It's my first time doing an audio commentary. You guys?
First.
Yeah.
First time.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah. This is all new to me as well.
I think this is a really good practice one.
Yeah, so let's practice with the best one first. Good idea. So we're going to start off. We paused it all at the 11-second mark, and we're all going to hit play in the countdown to 3. So let's get this thing going. 3, 2, 1. So it starts off great, like with Han and Chewie. Like, what more do you want from a Star Wars show than Han and Chewie flying through space, like they're leaving Tatooine. I guess they went back to pay Jabba or something. I'm not sure why that was Tatooine in the background.
Yeah, this is clearly some scenes taken from the exterior scenes are probably like from the movie and such.
Yeah. You see in the background there, they have the door closed on the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, I guess. Like, whenever you see the Millennium Falcon cockpit, you always see the doors open, and it's kind of like lights in the corridor behind. I guess that corridor set wasn't built.
Yeah, this is a different set, and it's a little smaller than the one from the movie, which is part of the reason. The background is just painted. There isn't even a door there. It's just painted.
So this looks like it's right out of the movie, that jump into hyperspace. And I love this introduction. I think the introduction might be the highlight of the entire show.
I think the opening scene with Han and Chewie is the highlight of the show. After that, it's all downhill.
That's Mark Hamill?
Mark Hamill had been in a car accident just in January of '78. So he is caked in makeup trying to hide some of the damage to his face that was done.
And that's got to be a wig. It's got to be a wig covering up some scars or something, because that's not.
I think he broke his nose and his cheekbone at least, so he was in rough shape.
So you got James Earl.
A lot of makeup.
Yeah, there's a lot of makeup, and I'm convinced that's a wig.
Well, it's his excuse to saying that he wasn't in this special years down the road.
Itchy.
Oh, the nightmare's begun.
So were the Wookiee masks, were they the ones that George Lucas originally said no to before they finally got to the Chewbacca mask? Is that, they never
I think Mala's mask is modified from a Chewbacca mask.
Yeah. Like, it's a lot of stars in this. And I guess the bit of the history of it was that at the time, in the 70s, the variety shows were very popular to do like a Christmas one. So they're like, well, let's do a Star Wars one. Like, what could go wrong? Like, Star Wars is hotter than ever. Christmas is going to be hot. Oh, General Motors is regretting this.
Well, and they wanted to keep up interest as well, because they were going to make a second movie, and they thought people might forget about this whole Star Wars thing.
Yeah. So this Ralph McQuarrie art is cool. Like, this is obviously not shot on Kashyyyk. It's a matte painting done by Ralph McQuarrie. I like this. And
one of the crazy things about this is they originally, when they started working on this, they thought this was going to be a TV series. They were going to make a whole series of these things, which is part of the reason they put so much effort into this set.
And not only that, they made action figure prototypes and all that. Yeah. This was going to be a huge success, and kids are going to want to buy an itchy action figure and a scratchy action figure and a Harvey Korman and a B. Arthur action figure.
I just want the B. Arthur.
I still do want a B. Arthur action figure, actually. Oh, he's mad. He's angry Wookiee. So a lot of growling and grunting going on for like the next.
Say, if you're watching this for the
about
first
10
time,
minutes.
there is no English for the next like 15 minutes.
Yeah. We did get a little bit at the beginning with Han, which was I don't remember that even.
But
Talking
the
about-
Wookiees, we do not get so much as a single subtitle for what they're saying the whole time through.
We can make our own storyline here. How come a fan hasn't come out with like redone it with subtitles? Like
Well, we'll do a second commentary track where we do dialogue for them. Here's something I've always wondered about Star Wars. How come no one in Star Wars has a fear of heights or vertigo, and there's no handrails on anything?
Well, they do have handrails on Kashyyyk. We saw them in the painting. the Wookiees were smart enough to make handrails. I think that's the only species that uses handrails in all the Star Wars universe.
Well, we also see later that those handrails aren't effective.
Yeah.
So is he taking out the garbage here or feeding a Rancor? Like that looks like a big bowl of lettuce that he's carrying out.
I think he's supposed to be taking out the garbage.
And the little Wookiees doesn't like that. Okay, let's see. Where's he going now?
So he's going just outside the door. So there's your railings.
Can you imagine being a garbage man in Kashyyyk? You have to go up the tree to collect that bin full of lettuce.
He's just going to throw it over the side.
Yeah. So see here, yeah, there we got the handrails. Now these handrails look pretty sturdy compared to the ones we see later in the movie or in the show.
And just to show that no one has vertigo, here's Lumpy walking along this thing.
So yeah, so I thought this was kind of cool. I remember seeing this as a kid on the initial viewing. I like this little scene here.
Well, yeah, it's a nice little bit of green screening and such.
Yeah.
I guess it would have been blue screening back in the day, but
yeah. So he's carving an X-wing. Later on, the Imperials come and they're looking for anything rebel related because they
is that one of Kenner's prototypes?
Yeah, could be. So yeah, so I don't know how they didn't catch. He has a lot of rebel paraphernalia around the house.
Wouldn't that be contraband?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the X-wings were known to be used by the rebellions, and he's carving X-wings out of wood. But the Imperials can't seem to find anything later on. What type of frame is that? That was popular in the 70s. Those frames, weren't they?
I remember those.
What were they, like a disco frame or something?
So Stan, what are these characters' names?
Well, you got Itchy, who's the grandfather, or the dad, depending on how you look at it. Mala, who's the mom. And was it Scratchy?
Itchy.
Lumpy. Lumpy's the boy. But that's only like their abbreviated names. Like it's Lumpy Baka.
It was like I looked on
Malata Buck, Attachittikuk, and Lumpawarump or Lumpawaru, depending on if you're talking old or new canon. Because Lumparoo actually shows up in the Star Wars Aftermath novels.
When I heard Lumpy, I thought that this kid probably got bugged a lot at school. But now that I find out that his name is Lumparoo, he must have really got bugged a lot at school with that name.
I thought that was Lumpy growing up from Leave It to Beaver.
Watch, we'll find out that this Lumpy was later on, and is the oh man.
Okay, so we're at the point that if the drugs haven't kicked in for you, be assured they did kick in for the writers of this.
Yeah, I think there was.
I'm really questioning my decision to watch this sober.
You should be questioning your decision to watch this ever.
And how many different video portals do they have in this house? So you got the chessboard thing where you can watch the Cirque du Soleil. With a little, was that like a cassette recorder? I think he's usually controlling it with.
Yeah, it's all little cassettes. So yeah, they've got this. They've got the hidden one in the bookcase. They've got the wall screen with an attached computer, and then later, Mala gets the little portable one that we see Jefferson's starship in.
Yeah, Like the Ewoks. I mean,
And then of course, how can we forget Itchy's VR set?
Oh, we'll get to that.
That's coming. Scotch is shaking his head. Okay, this goes on for far too long.
It really does.
First of all, we didn't need it to begin with.
I agree with Jason. I need to go get a drink.
We're all going to pause and go get a picture of martinis.
Like, I mean, I guess because it was, I don't understand their thinking. Like, it's a variety show, so we can have people juggling. You can have acrobatics, which I guess you still see that on TV. Like you watch, America's Got Talent, but do we want to watch a show in a show like this?
Well, that's just it. So much of the so-called entertainment of this entire show are the Wookiees or someone just watching things, waiting for Han and Chewie to show up.
Yeah.
It's the perfect metaphor for the audience watching at home. We're all just waiting for Han and Chewie to show up.
Well, that being said, I think General Motors is having second thoughts of TV show.
General Motors wants all the copies pulled.
So they can drive over them.
Yeah. But you know what? This music kind of reminds me of like Epcot 80s music. Does it not? It kind of has an Epcot music feel to it. Hey, it's over. All right. We can get on with the show. Okay, let's get Han and Chewie back.
1, 2, 3. I'm counting 4 tape decks.
I think it was more like 8 because there's 2 on each one.
Yeah. It's also disco looking.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, Star Wars didn't look very 70s-ish at all. Like, you still go back and you watch Star Wars. They're not wearing bell bottoms or anything like that. But for some reason, this show looks very 70s-ish.
It is very stuck in its decade.
Yeah. Like, how they can get it so right in the movie. Oh, here's our second and third screen that this house has. I mean, who knew that the Wookiees were so high-tech?
Or that their text is all in English.
Yeah, I already noticed that. Good point.
I play Star Wars Battlefront 2, and you play in Kashyyyk up in the treetops. And I'm so surprised they didn't have a little Easter egg of Chewie's home you could run through.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's a missed opportunity if I ever heard one.
Oh, look at this. We got some options. Oh, never mind. It's just channel advertising. I thought we were actually going to be able to hear something.
I'm so sorry, Dayton.
Here's screen number 3 in this house, or 4.
So this is the hidden one.
It's a hidden one. And here we got Barbie Luke.
He does look pretty with all that makeup.
I mean, I was excited to see R2 because we've got nothing on TV for Star Wars back at the time.
Well, that's just it. I mean, that's why this was such a huge event at the time. Is Star Wars itself hadn't even been on TV, so to have the Star Wars, something from the Star Wars universe on TV, this was exciting.
Yeah, and there was no VHSs back then, or laser discs or anything at that time that you would have in your home. I mean, like heck, no. I think I had like 2 channels at this point, living in the,
It's probably a good thing this wasn't in high definition either.
Also, what is with all the smoke? That shouldn't be hooked up to anything while he's working on it.
Well, Luke's new job is to be in charge of the smoke machine at the Rebel base.
No, Luke's job is being the carbon monoxide detector.
All I can tell you is I left on time. I don't know. I'm not going to bother trying to reach out for him or nothing.
Oh, well, he must be in trouble, but don't worry.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
I'm sorry, but Luke almost looks embalmed here.
Yeah.
He really does. He is absolutely caked in makeup for this.
Oh, yeah.
Now, R2-D2 here is an all-robotic unit. It's all hollow inside. It's being run by a remote control.
Well, yeah, because whenever Kenny Baker's in it, it's a 2-leg version. And the 3-leg version would be the remote control R2. So Kenny Baker didn't get any credit. So he dodged a bullet there. Interesting enough, when you look at the closing credits, George Lucas doesn't come up at all. His name's not in the closing credits at all either.
He was involved in like he talked to the first writers for like a day, and together they came up with some of the initial concepts, such as this was going to be about Chewbacca's family, and he was coming home for Life Day and some of that. And then he pieced out and had to go work on Empire.
Well, yeah, he was been too busy at the time working on Empire into.
So he apparently got a few dailies every so often and saw what was happening and was horrified. But
he said, "Take my name off this, please."
Take my name off my own creation.
Yeah, no kidding.
And we're back to the wall screen.
And we're back to looking at numbers going by. This is a very 70s sound. So who's she calling this time?
Now she's calling Trader Sondan.
Oh, okay. Like even this stuff, like, oh my gosh, how long does it take to connect to Planet C?
And that's a very cinematic shot for what she's looking at on a wall screen.
Yeah, does she have a remote control droid like a?
She's got a drone.
A drone, yeah.
Oh, and of course, this is Art Carney.
Yeah, best known from The Honeymooners
as Ed Norton. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he tries so hard throughout this whole special.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
tries, but this fails. Every bit of humor in this fails so hard.
There's humor?
Attempted humor?
They go all in. They go all in on this shot here now. They're going to show this little aquarium. Now, they clearly went all in to do this special effects shot. And for what?
To impress us with their aquarium skills, their blue screen.
Their budget.
Yeah.
This thing had a budget of $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
In 1978.
It was the most expensive show ever made, TV show ever made at the time.
We have an engraving shop, and this just looks like work right now.
That shiny carpet.
Oh yeah, it's such a subtle metaphor that no one is going to catch on what he's actually talking about.
She did it by hand, solo. Back to business
Art Carney
at hand.
goes back to being Art Carney.
Just a groomer.
It's just a groomer. And
I mean, have you seen that mustache? You need some grooming
done.
If you take a look in the mirror, you need some grooming on that mustache of yours.
And here's Art Carney trying desperately to be funny again.
Yeah.
He's the glue that holds this whole thing together.
Well, like I say, he is trying so hard.
Really? It sure doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Is this like, what is this thing? Like a converted electric toothbrush with doodads glued to it?
You know, this reminds me of Gremlins with the inventor dad there with one of his little bathroom buddies.
Yeah.
That's a Ashcomer.
You don't see too many hearing aids in the Star Wars universe. You see glasses from time to time.
Clearly, wouldn't his boss get mad at him from stealing from a local merchant?
You would think so, but this scene now goes on too long. I mean, that wasn't even much of a joke, but we really didn't need to drag it out this long.
Yeah, now the Imperials are leaving Tatooine because That's clearly Tatooine in the background.
Now this is the video here is unused footage from Star Wars: A New Hope. But officially, since both the Death Star and the guy Darth Vader is talking to would have blown up, this is officially a different guy who just happens to look like that guy. And of course, this isn't the Death Star.
Wait a minute, didn't he die in A New Hope, that guy? It's his twin brother.
Exactly. It's his twin brother.
It's his twin brother, who has the same position as his other brother did.
By
Walking
an
down the
astonishing
corridors.
coincidence.
Yeah, walking on a Star Destroyer with a corridor talking to Vader.
Now, interestingly, James Earl Jones was credited as the voice of Darth Vader here, and that was the first time he was credited. He wasn't actually credited in the original release of Star Wars.
You know what? You're right. I never even caught on to that. That's right. Because he didn't want the credit for A New Hope. He didn't think it was a big enough part.
Oh, and here we get Harvey Korman.
Take one.
Now, I have to say, here's something this special does get right. It accurately predicts the existence of flat screen televisions.
Okay. And this is what, screen number 5 or 4, if anyone's counting?
I think we're up to 5.
5?
I think.
Yeah. Wookiees are far more technologically advanced than I ever imagined.
Yeah, they've got so she's putting in a cassette for this video. So she's got video cassettes and a flat screen TV.
That's pretty cool.
I just realized I'm not talking because I'm sitting here watching this in shock.
And horror. Don't forget horror.
And horror.
Scott, are you still awake or did you fall asleep there?
I think Scott left.
I'm just in awe right now.
I'm definitely not taking a nap after this because I'm afraid to close my eyes and see what I'll see.
I think Scott's watching
this
Incredible Hulk.
I'm
watching the Incredible Hulk and Wonder Woman now.
Harvey was so great.
And like Art Carney, he's trying so hard, and yet the bits he's been given to do just aren't working. I mean, here, what is the joke here?
He does seem like he's having a good time.
It's just like...
Yeah. The joke is that he's dressed up as a girl, and later that he has 4 arms, and that's it. That's the whole joke. And yet we spent 5-10 minutes on this.
Honestly, this show if it was a half hour long, it probably wouldn't have been that bad. But at 2 hour mark, it's so much filler.
We have an hour 37 minutes to go.
Oh my gosh! Are you okay?
Oh, the whole thing is an hour 37. We have an hour 10 to go.
Oh, yeah.
Is
hour
it?
15,
Oh, okay.
maybe.
Oh, man. It only feels like 2.5 hours long.
Feels like 8 hours long.
Okay, I want you guys to memorize this because this is very important.
Oh, next time I cook, I'm going to do that. Whip, stir, whip.
Is that making you hungry, Stan?
Oh, I got my popcorn. I'm munching away as we go here. Stir, whip, whip, whip,
stir, whip, stir, whip.
What happened to her hair?
Is Mama cooking in a mopping bucket?
I think the pot went up with the garbage.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the actor who plays Mala is also the person who's doing the second pair of hands for Harvey Korman here.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Hey, I'm doing what I can with this.
You did a lot of research. I'm impressed. I'm very impressed here.
Yeah, Justin's a glutton for punishment here.
I like to think of myself as a professional here.
Hey, I'm doing this sober. That's my job.
So the creature from Solo with the 4 arms, is this what Harvey Korman's supposed to be here?
Well, that was an Ardinian, and that was a much shorter character. So
yeah, but we've never seen the female Ardinian yet. So maybe the females are manly.
The females are taller. That's certainly possible.
And very manly looking. That's why they all left the planet.
Okay,
No,
so Mala has her bantha surprise ready to go.
Yep.
she's trying to find her mop and realized she left it on.
So to me, that looked like a whole pork loin that she was cooking. Like, you really need to whip and stir a pork tenderloin.
See, now all throughout this, now the scenes with Han and Chewie in the Millennium Falcon are great.
Yeah.
They especially in comparison to the rest of it.
Yeah, this is the best part of the show.
Yeah. These are good. The opening was good with them talking about Life Day.
But when
So
Han
when you
gets
and
off
your
the-
childhood friends were talking about how great this show was, this is the stuff you were remembering.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Are there 2 seats behind Han and Chewie?
It was supposed to be. I don't think there is here.
Not in this one. It's a smaller set.
He did some modifications himself. Took the seats out. And only to have Hondo put 4 in for Galaxy's Edge. Smuggler's Run heist.
Smuggler's Run. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, and sadly, we're back to the Wookiees.
Yeah. Even Itchy can't stay awake. Oh, red alert.
All right. Shields up. Oh.
Everyone run.
Run.
She runs holding Chewie's picture.
And it's Life Day. What are you talking about? Nobody can land or enter the planet.
Yeah. Oh no, Han Solo won't be able to land.
So what is he telling them here?
He's such a stickler for the rules, you know?
Everybody run away? Like, what is he telling them here? Go back about your business? I'm not sure what...
Let the frail old man handle it.
That's, oh, there was a knock at the door. I missed that. Okay.
There was a knock at the door, yep. So they're,
okay.
They're wondering who it's going to be. And it's Art Carney.
Yeah. I like how it has a door handle, but it still slides sideways.
I noticed that too.
They put a door handle on it, but it's remote control. I guess that's in case of emergency.
Okay, so did Art Carney just straight up forget his line here as he's trying desperately to remember what to call the mind evaporator? And also, why is it called a mind evaporator? That sounds more scary than it should be.
And at some point, you have to take a screenshot of all of our horrified faces.
Also, how does he even know about the blockade? They just announced it like 3 seconds before he walked in the door.
Oh, he has that hearing aid.
Listening behind the door?
He has that hearing aid that picks up Imperial transmissions. Now the lovely lady of the house. Actually, you know what? I'd be pretty happy with that Mala costume because that could pass for a pretty decent Chewie, really. I think that's not that bad at all.
Has anybody ever cosplayed Chewie's family?
Oh, I'm sure. So is this?
Yeah, someone has cosplayed everything, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There are people who cosplay the acrobats from before.
So
all right, you heard it. That's our costume. We're going to see acrobats.
Now this is the longest opening of a box in the history of television. Let's see how long this thing takes to open. Like,
you know, at one point, the second director of this said that he would normally edit these things together himself if he directed something, but instead he had a scheduling conflict. He had to turn it over to the producers to edit it, and they had no experience with editing.
Evidently.
So there's part of your problem with this. There's so many problems with this, but that's one.
So Mahler's, oh my gosh. Okay, Itchy, I got something special for you.
Wink, wink, nudge,
okay,
nudge.
so for anyone who has not seen this before,
It's
you are
about to
in
get
for
weird.
some pain.
It's about to get inappropriately weird for a family show.
Yeah, and I would like to point out now, Itchy is sitting right out in the middle of the living room in full view of everyone as he watches this thing.
Well, at least the director didn't keep a focus on his hands. So we didn't have to witness that.
Yeah.
Epcot.
Yeah, it really feels like early Epcot. The music, the twizzling lights, even like Doctor Who.
You know, the music actually reminded me more of the Space Mountain music a little.
Yeah,
Some of that music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is this where the space dancers come in now?
So it starts off good with kind of like a vintage Disney feel to it. Now I think that these are supposed to represent sperm.
You know, I was trying to keep it family friendly, but since we're gonna go there,
I don't know. Looking back at it now, there's more of them.
oh my God, Stan, you're right.
I think that's what they represent.
Maybe that's why
they legitimately, the writers have said they legitimately were trying to get softcore porn passed by the CBS censors. That was their intention here.
So who's this played by, Justin?
This is Diane Carroll. Now Cher was originally cast for this part.
I could see that.
But she had to back out due to a surgery. So she dodged a bullet here too.
Kenny Baker and Cher, bravo.
Now we know why they call him Itchy.
Oh, he's getting excited.
God,
We are excited.
This is so exciting.
Wrong.
There is so much wrong in this whole thing.
Now.
Yeah.
Because so is he having adult happy times in his head?
I don't think they're just.
He's having adult happy times in the living room.
Oh, hit rewind.
Yeah.
Hit rewind.
Rewind.
Hit rewind.
Just one more time, please.
Yeah.
I'm your fantasy. Experience me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, for kids.
Yeah. But you know what?
Let's get the whole family around and watch this.
This is when Quaaludes were big.
So when I was watching this as a kid in the family living room, lying on the living room floor, my mom and dad were on the couch behind me. What was going through their minds? This went over my head completely. I didn't catch on any of this at all as a kid.
Yeah, did you tell your mom and dad you wanted this for Christmas or what?
Well, we watched it in the living room together, and I'm wondering now what my mom and dad were thinking about this while they were watching this, because they never told me afterwards.
They're probably
they didn't want to have that talk with you at that time. They just really weren't ready for that just yet.
This is like a rejected James Bond title sequence.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, that's a good call. This song sounds very much like that.
Yeah, very much Bond's.
Another thing I find amusing though is that they put this in, but at the same time the writers didn't want to have any violence in the show.
Yeah, and they wanted the Wookiee to wear
sex or violence, not both.
What was the other?
What's that saying? Make love, not war.
Can we just talk about how
nowadays? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jason.
Can we just talk about how 70s this is?
Yeah.
Well, this whole thing is so 70s.
For your eyes only, or something.
Yeah. That plastic mop wig that was big in sci-fi back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The
her character's name is Myrmia.
Oh wow, this guy really didn't either.
Stan, since you brought it up, it rhymes with what you said.
Hernia?
He's getting a hernia right now for doing what he's doing.
So,
ouch.
So while Itchy's watching this, is Marla just staring at him? Wondering, what are you looking at right now?
Everyone's staring at him. Yeah, Mala's in the kitchen just going, "Oh, I don't want to look. I don't want to. I know what he's doing. I don't."
Mala's just used to it at this point.
I'm just glad Lumpy's in his bedroom playing with his Lego computer.
My brain hurts now.
And again, goes on for far too long. Every one of these little entertainment sequences go on and on and on, just like
they
she's singing.
do go on and on and on.
This song is a warning.
Oh my!
Yeah, we're just
I have
all in
so
shock
many
watching
questions,
this.
but this is family friendly.
Yeah.
Jason, I think you need to talk to your mom and sit down and ask her some of these questions.
I'm not sure any of these questions should be asked or answered.
No, these are questions I'll ask my therapist.
You will need one after this.
Is she going into hyperspace?
Or is
As
this?
long as she's leaving, I'm happy.
I assume this is Granddad finishing.
This is the
he
highlight
doesn't
of
need
his...
the fantasy anymore. He's
He's
seen
got
what
it.
he needs to see.
Time for a cigarette and a nap.
So the writers purposely tried to get softcore porn in, but they still wanted the. I kind of understand it now why they wanted the Wookiee to wear pants. And, so Leia's doing
her
taxes. Yeah, she's doing the taxes. She has to
I
figure
figure
out.
she's working on the insurance claims from Alderaan.
From the Battle of Yavin.
Yeah.
Hey, she lost all her stuff at Alderaan.
Yeah.
Oh, how's Itchy doing back there?
I want to see Carrie's pupils here.
I know Carrie Fisher legitimately looks like she's on something. And I think there's at least one interview out there where she has said that she doesn't even remember filming this.
Yeah, looks like she's in space right there.
Oh yeah. Still, this was one of the highlights of the show. Like seeing Carrie Fisher on TV.
Absolutely. We anytime we see characters from the movie, we're like, okay, yay, we've got Star Wars again.
Yep, they're really fast.
I will tell you guys, I'm reading Carrie Fisher's Wishful Drinking right now, and it is an amazing book. It's hilarious.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I've seen her show of it, her video of it.
So why is it taking her so long to figure out what Marla's problem is when she has an interpreter droid right beside her that can easily just tell her, oh, she just said Chewie didn't show up yet. We don't know where he is.
Because the writers are bad?
They don't understand what interpreter droids do.
Oh, we've hit the hour mark. We only have an hour of this left.
Or the half-hour mark.
Yeah.
So that was what, the 9th screen that she has a special screen to contact Leia with?
Well, no,
I
in fairness,
think that is supposed to be the same one that she talked to Luke on.
Oh, okay.
I will say, in fairness, I'm sitting here on my laptop with my Kindle and my iPhone in front of me. So.
Oh, well, yeah. So what planet was that? Was that Yavin he's heading to?
I think they took shots. I think they actually took shots of, I think it was Yavin.
Yeah.
And tinted them green.
Mm-hmm. And this is coming into Yavin.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll like this, Stan. He's deliberately parking a long ways away.
Let's just hope he locks his doors.
Yeah. I don't understand why they don't have speeder bikes on their ships. Han's here. Oh my gosh, it's not. And we got a short stormtrooper and a tall stormtrooper.
Isn't he a little short to be a stormtrooper?
Exactly. I'd love it if the taller one banged his head when he walked in, even though the Wookiees are way taller than stormtroopers.
Okay, so we have 2 stormtroopers, we have an Imperial officer, and then we got someone who looks like he's from the deck of the Death Star.
Yeah, the guy that pushes the button to shoot the Death Star laser.
So we're not sure why he's here.
Do they know this is?
I think they just ran out of
Do they
stormtrooper
know this is
costumes.
the family of a wanted rebel?
I think they suspect it, and I think that's why they're coming here, because they do search the house looking for rebel paraphernalia.
I was saying, because if they figure out this is Chewie's family, wouldn't they just haul him off to jail?
Well, and not only that, like at this time, the Emperor is using a lot of Wookiees for slaves, as we found out in Solo.
This is true.
I'm guessing they're only taking adult males Wookiees for slaves at this point. They don't need Itchy and Lumpy and Marla, the mother.
Well, back in Darth Vader's cameo too, he specifically says to search every household. So that's part of what they're doing here.
Yeah.
And on that, James Earl Jones did actually record new dialogue for that scene. The video was from a deleted scene of the movie, but James Earl Jones's voiceover was newly recorded for this special.
And
you know, you forgot what channel you're watching.
It does make sense, and it's a smart move on the Imperials to do this, to go to Kashyyyk to do this, because it is Life Day. They know that there was a Wookiee involved on the destruction of the Death Star. They're out to get them. It only makes sense that a Wookiee would go home for Life Day. So it's a very smart move on the Empire's part to do this search. And it makes sense in the canon.
This isn't canon, is it?
If it was canon, it would make sense.
Well, it depends on if you're talking Lucasfilm canon or Disney canon. Under Lucasfilm, it fell under what they called S canon, which was a secondary level of canon, basically meaning if someone else wants to retcon it, go ahead. But a few things were considered full-blown canon, like the names of Chewie's family and the existence of Life Day.
Well, yeah, Life Day definitely gets its, during the Mandalorian, they talk about Life Day in the very first chapter.
Yeah. Now, of course, Disney threw out all of the old canon, so this all falls under Legends. But things like Chewbacca's family and such are making their way back into canon. As I mentioned before, the Aftermath novels, which are part of the new canon, do mention Mala and Lumpy specifically.
Oh, okay.
How are those? I really want to read those.
I haven't read them yet, and I desperately want to now because I've had to mention them twice, both for this and then for Chapter 5 of The Mandalorian.
Grabs it from her.
It's a boombox.
I like how the stormtrooper keeps his gun pointed at everybody all the time.
He's got one job.
And you know he's going to miss if he shoots from that close. So it's kind of pointless.
That's why he's holding it so close.
Oh, and now Art Carney is going to do his Ed Norton impersonation.
Yeah, he measures how far away he is. Then the hand gestures.
He is trying so hard to make this funny.
But no, all you got to do is get the Imperials to say, "Get on with it." How, like on the Honeymooners, how it would have worked. There we go. There it is. You get on with it.
There's his get on with it. Yep.
The stormtrooper got tired of pointing his gun at people, and he's like looking at other stuff now, not paying attention.
So this special went through 2 different directors, and the first director
killed himself.
Well, he ultimately wasn't getting along with the 2 producers, the ones who edited this together in the end. But before he quit, he started in August. By the time he left, he had spent most of the budget. This and the cantina scene are 2 of the things that he spent his money on.
Yeah, so Starship walked away with a bit of a payday, did they?
That microphone I have questions.
Oh,
So now they've got it lit up like it's a lightsaber, and what we know of lightsabers, you do not want that close to your face.
Okay, so for our younger listeners, Jefferson Starship was Jefferson Airplane, one of the great rock bands of the 60s. And now they're this.
This was like one of the last performances by the lead singer with this group. He quit shortly after. He quit the whole group shortly after this.
I would too after
Maybe
this.
because of
I would
this.
go
We
into
don't
hiding.
know.
Yeah, he was the one that said, "Hey guys, I can get us on Star Wars." and after this, they kicked him out.
As he didn't quit, they got rid of him.
They got rid of him. After this, they got rid of him.
That's why Grace Slick went into hiding.
They also released a shortened version of this song as a single.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I gotta find it now, just to have it.
I don't need to hear it again.
It does show up on their compilation album Gold, which I think was released in '79.
Is he singing into Cotton Candy?
I think it's a broken lightsaber.
I have to say, I don't know who they were trying to out 70s with this, but I think they won.
And if you look at his hair, you can tell why we no longer have an ozone. And I like the sonic waves coming off the guitar. This is like a Darth Maul's lightsaber almost, with the double bladed there.
We've all just gone quiet.
Yeah. we're all in shock.
Yeah.
This is like where Gem of the Holograms came from.
Well, this is another thing that just kind of goes on longer than it really needs to.
Every single one of these little skits go on far too long.
But
this one was completely unnecessary.
You can tell that they put a lot of money into this performance specifically.
Oh yeah, the background alone must have cost $1 million.
All the detail.
Yeah, ILM was like, yeah, we could do something with this. We'll fix it in post.
Let's just put a black screen back there.
It would be interesting to see this in high definition, though, I think.
You know, if they put on a Blu-ray release, I will buy it.
And here they're singing about getting higher.
That's how they got through it.
So when Vader told the Imperials to go search every house, do you think he was going to think they're going to be sitting down watching 80s or 70s videos on little monitors? Was that what he envisioned when he told the Imperials to search every home? I think he's into it.
Yeah, this is clearly part of his job.
I think he's tapping his glove. Oh, Art's getting into it too.
Yeah.
What the hell were we thinking in the 70s?
What were we thinking doing this recording? Whose idea was this?
I'm having a good time doing it.
Whose idea was it to record this after all? I'm blaming.
Don't look at me, Stan. I didn't suggest it.
At least one of the writers referred to this as a cocaine-fueled writing session, and it shows.
You know, I've been wanting to say that this whole time, that someone must have done like a big rail
Hidden
and
Mickey,
just sat down and
Hidden Mickey.
Hidden Mickey, there you go.
I'm wondering if they played that video on MTV back in the day.
I wouldn't know. I didn't get MTV.
I'm not sure MTV existed in 1978.
Yeah, no, I guess not.
Probably a good thing it didn't, because it would have probably put that out of business, that song alone.
Surprised it didn't put CBS out of business.
Yeah.
Oh, he enjoyed it. Look at his smile on his face.
Oh,
He loved that video. I knew you'd like it.
happy.
I could tell you're a Starship fan as soon as you walked in the door. I'm just glad I'm eating
Okay.
popcorn while I'm doing this because I'd been
Yeah.
really.
Here's
Itchy.
Art Carney trying to save the scene again.
Oh, he's good at pointing that gun. Oh, the upper area.
Uh-oh.
What about the wooden X-wing on the couch? What about that?
They can't find anything, but they're going to go look at Lumpy's toys in his bedroom.
I'm thinking like the picture of Chewbacca to Imperials. Do you think maybe all Wookiees look the same? Like they wouldn't even realize that that's the Wookiee that they're looking for with the picture of Chewbacca. Oh, yeah, it just shoves them over. How many times does he snap his fingers in this scene? That's one.
Yeah, that's kind of his trademark thing at this point. He just
Yeah.
Lieutenant Snappy.
Yeah, I don't think he has an official name, so we'll call him Snappy. I'm good with that.
Is he asking for some favor from her or something?
It looks like it.
We'll forget this ever happened.
If I could sit in that disco chair.
Okay, so now the series accurately predicts sitting your kid down to watch a video on his iPad as a babysitter to keep him quiet.
He's playing Simon Says.
Yeah, no kidding. On screen number 12 in this household.
Now, I have so many questions here.
Okay.
So first of all, why are we getting a Star Trek like Starlog?
Yeah.
And second, how does this fit in? Why do we
blood
have
all
a
over?
cartoon? How do we have a cartoon about characters and stuff from that takes place in the actual universe? Why is Lumpy watching a cartoon about his dad?
We're going to get
Why
the
does this even
answers to
exist?
this in Rise of Skywalker next week.
And from an Imperial standpoint, this is a cartoon being aired about criminals and terrorists.
Yeah, exactly. That's him hanging upside down.
Now, here's another detail for you, Stan. The company who produced this is Nelvana, which is based in Toronto, Canada.
Yep. And it shows that's Canadian quality if I've ever seen.
They went on to do animation for both Droids and Ewoks animated series.
Now,
Where can I buy an animation cell of the Falcon?
yeah, that'd be a pricey I'm worried about now, I'm sure. This C-3PO with the blinking eyes and the little rope neck, that's something very vivid in my memory from watching this the very first time. And as I grew up, I remember always being fascinated by C-3PO's skinny neck.
Yeah, everyone is so off model in this special.
The animation almost looks like the droid cartoon that was out and was a
Yeah, and it is the same company.
It's the same company, yeah. I think they might have also done Pink Floyd The Wall animation as well, because it's very similar to that too, I find.
I love how many lines it took to draw Luke's feathered hair.
Oh, stick your neck out more with C-3PO.
You know, they call it a water planet, but it looks like red jello.
Yeah. It's a red jello planet.
Yep, can't see a better way than that.
I didn't know A-Wings had those little inflatable things.
We didn't know until the prequels that R2 could fly.
Right. Yeah, because he never flew an Empire, which would have made sense for him to get off of the X-Wing.
It could do it again.
Is this like an adult Minoc? Here we go. Woo!
And there we see the tuning fork-shaped gun that we finally see in The Mandalorian in live action.
And I remember being at Star Wars Celebration, and when they first showed the Mandalorian's gun, everyone in the crowd immediately recognized it from the animation show. The entire audience immediately knew what that gun was from. He hasn't used that gun in Mandalorian a lot lately.
No, not since like episode 3.
Yeah. Wax it. I take it you have no love of the Empire.
Yeah, but soon he'll be working for the Empire.
Yeah, Boba Fett sure to change his mind pretty quick once the money was involved, eh?
Yeah, Luke is so trusting in this. Oh, what? He seems like a friend.
Because the X-Wing has little inflatable things too. That's handy.
Oh yeah, we have a mystical talisman that turns people invisible, but also apparently has a sleeping virus.
Wait, what happened there? He threw his talisman in the airlock and made Luke fall asleep.
Well, he was destroying the talisman, and they say that the talisman had some sleeping virus.
And it only affects humans,
Only
but not Boba
affects
Fett.
humans.
Not Mandalorians.
Apparently not Mandalorians or whatever Boba Fett is.
Apparently that's how they sleep better when they put them upside down, huh?
Straps him in. Chewbacca's going to use Han's bedroom for himself tonight. He'll be in that room.
He's going, I get the good bed tonight.
Yeah, I'm not.
So many questions. I just don't want to ask them.
What is that coming out of there? Oh my gosh.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Why is Boba Fett using a rope to climb up that mountain and he just doesn't use his jetpack?
Yes,
That is
exactly.
a good question.
That is a good question.
Oh yeah, Chewbacca insists on coming with. And he's like, just stay here.
Dude, Chewie's not your dog.
That was cool. These creatures are like right not out of Star Wars in the background.
So apparently the serum was just for sale here.
But you see how they have the person hanging upside down in the advertisement. So maybe that's where you're supposed to hang them when they fall asleep. Keep the blood flowing to their brain.
They do say that specifically, that it's to keep the blood flowing to their brain.
Oh, okay.
Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
ended a cliffhanger. What is it now? And it ended in a cliffhanger. Wow, look at that.
Oh yeah.
I want those headphones.
Yeah, I kind of like those headphones.
So again, question time. So he has to switch away from this even, so the Imperial officer here doesn't see what he's watching. So why is he watching something like that when he's surrounded by these people?
And he switches over to Sesame Street where you see the 1, 2, 3, 4 coming on the screen.
The count.
Yeah. Oh, and he goes back when the Imperial turns his back. Look at that, eh? He's wise in his young years, that Lumpy. So is this James Earl Jones again? Or is this reused?
Yes. I believe it is. I believe everyone recorded new dialogue for this cartoon.
So who does the voice of Boba Fett in this one? Justin has it somewhere.
I actually don't. I don't think I wrote that down.
Oh, okay.
I'm watching this way too hard.
Jason's like right into this cartoon.
Actually, the cartoon's better than the rest of the movie.
Oh yeah, they could have just done this cartoon, and we would have been happier as kids, and the whole thing.
Oh yeah, despite the weird animation style, the cartoon itself is fine.
It's actually kind of a cool style. I'm kind of digging the style.
It looks like Heavy Metal. Remember that movie?
Yes, yeah. Some of the clips. What happened?
Whoa.
Whoa! Is that what happens when you hang upside down for too long?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Han doesn't even have eyes.
Luke has no nostrils. I like how R2-D2 is very flexible in this. Like he can probably slide under a door or something. He's and they made C-3PO blink because that gave him more facial expressions, I guess. Oh, now he's using his jetpack.
Yeah, now he's using it.
He's Darth Vader's right-hand man, really?
Well, they must have a history. I'd love to hear the history.
They only fooled you.
I remember Boba Fett was big even before Empire Strikes Back. He was in the media.
Well, yeah, because of this. Because he was only on this, and then plus the action figure you can pre-order by sending away your little UPC points.
I remember a parade, and there was Darth Vader and Boba Fett. It was before Empire came out.
That was the very first showing of Boba Fett was the parade, and then this would have been the second appearance of Boba Fett.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is that a birth control container being used as a dial?
I think you were right.
Okay, so now this is not searching. This is just making a
Big
mess.
Dicks. He's a kid.
And it's not like his room was all that clean to start with.
Well, and the other thing too is they didn't do this to anywhere else in the house. Why did they do it here? If they're looking for signs of a rebel presence, why would it be in the kids' room? Now this is just mean. That's a cool plushie. I like
toy,
that.
Yeah,
that's a cool toy. That's just mean.
How come they never sold those?
Yeah, no kidding. Because the show didn't do good enough. George Lucas didn't want anything to do with the show coming out. This is a cool scene. Nothing up there. I even ripped apart the bantha trying to find something. I couldn't find anything.
Hey, it broke all that kid's toys.
Yeah.
See if he snaps his fingers.
Yeah. No, he's sad.
And yet I can't.
Well, yeah, he was watching cartoons. He was happy watching cartoons.
Wait till he room and finds out he has a stuffed animal that's torn in half.
Oh yeah, he'll go ballistic. Look at this mess. Mom better get up here and clean this up.
This is at least 20% messier than it was before they came up here.
Oh, broken bantha.
Poor Lumpy.
Poor Lumpy. I just want Mala to go nuts and just smash their heads together and take charge here.
Well, yeah, I want to see her ripping their arms off.
Yes, exactly. Don't wise to upset a Wookiee.
I really feel bad for the kid. I don't want to.
Let's put the magical blanket on it and see if the head goes back on.
Giving it a blanket burial. So now he has an idea?
He has an idea.
Oh, okay.
We will bore the audience some more, he says.
He has a small head for that body.
Well, he's a kid. What do you expect?
He's gonna make... He has a TV in his room. So how many screens are up to now?
I think this is the 13th now. So this is like the worst little skit in the entire show, where we get to watch an instructional video on how to put together a computer that we're never going to ever use or do or see.
I'm just so glad I have to go to the restroom now. I'll be right back.
And so Harvey Korman's second appearance.
You know, he says he's going to the restroom. He's really going to get that whiskey bottle. I'm sure.
He's got to get some Fireball.
Well, you know, if that's the case, then I'm going to go get one too. What's Lumpy watching, an infomercial?
It's an instructional video on how to build his little computer.
His mini transmitter.
That he got from Art Carney.
And the joke, and I'm going to use it in quotation marks here, joke, is that Harvey Korman's character powers down bits of his body as he goes along, and then has to start them back up.
And he's supposed to be like a droid type character that's breaking down.
Yeah.
But instead of just having him act the parts, they rewind it and fast forward it, kind of like how they did with the sand person moving the gaffy stick up and down.
Yeah.
It's just bad. Don't touch it. Don't touch the sharp edge.
Yeah, don't.
So the first thing he does is touch it.
Not to mention, it looks like it's just a little screwdriver anyway. It's not that sharp.
Well, he uses it to adjust his chin, so how sharp can it be? And he even makes a sound effect himself when he pulls it out. Like,
He was put himself out of misery.
I'm wondering why I didn't grab a bottle of wine on the way back.
We all thought for sure you were going to come back with Fireball or something.
Jägermeister.
Yeah, wine isn't strong enough. You need just hard, you need the hard stuff for this.
Some Jack Daniels.
So I was about to say that Jack Daniels I've been saving.
Yeah, don't save it for this.
Save it for afterwards.
Okay, so there's 10,000 of these, so we're going to go through the colors one by one.
Oh my gosh. Like what? Did they just promise a 2-hour show or hour and a half, wherever it would be 2 hours with commercials, I guess.
It would be 2 hours with commercials.
Like they did, and they had like, we have no idea what to do, so let's just find a bunch of crap to fill it with.
Well, kind of. The first two writers met with Lucas and used some of his notes. Then they handed it off to another writer who added some of the variety stuff. Then the producers got on board and they made a bunch of changes. So this was a total mess.
Did this originally air on CBS or ABC or
CBS?
CBS.
So I'm sure CBS must have got involved at some point and said, "Hey, what we need is Harvey Korman on there because the ratings are down on with the Carol Burnett show or something."
It needs Tim Conway.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not on this. You got Maude on there.
Maybe up as Lumpy.
So that dragged on for far too long.
Oh, that is one of the more painful parts of the entire thing.
Oh, how you go from such a great, you got that animation with Boba Fett straight into that. Oh,
I'm so glad that's when my bathroom break came.
Yeah, you picked a good time. You really did.
I tried watching this the other night just to get a refresh. My husband walked in, said nope, and walked right back out.
Actually, you know what? I watched like the first 20 minutes. My wife came home, and that was the end of that. We didn't. Is that guy peeing? I think that guy was urinating on the wall in the background.
He was practicing his lightsaber skills.
Yes, this transmission was unrehearsed.
So these are all scenes that were originally shot for A New Hope that never got released on the streets.
Well, yeah, that is true. The cantina itself, though, they reused a lot of the characters. They got Rick Baker back as the creature designer. A couple of these are created new for this.
Yeah. Yeah, but the street scenes were definitely A New Hope unused footage.
Yeah.
There's Walrus Man and Greedo. Who's this guy?
Wait, does he have both his arms?
Yeah, yes, he does. It grew back. Since Obi-Wan. This guy was doing nothing. He's minding his own beeswax, and he gets kicked out for no reason at all.
In an earlier version of the script, the cantina scenes were supposed to be part of the main plot instead of just something that people were watching.
Well, yeah, because as kids, like the cantina scene was the highlight of A New Hope, or the Star Wars as we called it.
They filmed this whole thing. They took them 24 hours from 6 a.m. one day to 6 a.m. the next. They had
Non-stop?
to actually they actually had to have a nurse on set with an oxygen tank to feed oxygen to some of the people in their costumes because they couldn't breathe very well in the costumes.
Just the cantina took 24 hours?
Just this cantina scene.
Wow.
The cantina scene and the Jefferson Starship scene were two of the scenes that the first director did that spent all the money on.
He spent $750,000 on. Here's Harvey Korman's third role in this series. They saved money on actors because they only had so many actors in this. And we have the legendary B. Arthur.
Now, she does pretty well. I mean, she does pretty well in this. Her comedy bits work.
Yeah.
She had honed this character on Maude for like 6 years before this. She could do this.
Mm-hmm. So that's
I love after Maude, all she did was play Maude, even in Golden Girls.
Yeah, basically, yeah. There's a flower on top of it. Man, this guy's a hot for her or what?
Stock much, dude?
No kidding. He's a bigger creeper than Itchy is.
I used to bartend, and this is totally what it's like to bartend.
What, guys that come and bring you flowers on top of glasses? How many fingers this guy got?
Yeah. You get some real creeps when you work behind the bar.
I could just imagine. Yeah, you don't get that in the grocery store business quite so much.
This seems to be like she once smiled at him, and now he's totally in love.
Yeah. I think you got it.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
She's like, dude, I'm doing my job.
I think what he's hoping for is she throws a drink on top of his head because you'll get him.
And this scene is sponsored by Tupperware, by the way.
Okay, what is he doing behind the bar?
Yeah, why isn't Torque the bouncer?
He's coming in to do this. That's what he's coming in for.
Where's the bouncer now? Why isn't the bouncer throwing him out?
Listen, Carl, touch me again, I'll break something.
One of your 6 fingers.
I have to be nice to you because it's my job and I work for tips.
Yeah, exactly. Much. Finish your drink. Have another drink. Yeah, that's what you need.
Have another drink, yeah.
Get this creeper drunk. Just pour it right into his head now. Like they don't even bother with a glass anymore. Here we go. Yeah, iconic music playing in the background.
Yep. And there's your joke. That's your joke for this entire skit. He drinks from his head.
He drinks from the top of his head. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And she's just ignoring him now. He's talking. She's not even paying attention.
And then he realizes that when she said that, she wasn't saying it just to him. It's what she says to everyone.
Yeah.
And now he's sad.
So we got a special Imperial transmission.
Which interrupts this for some reason, even though it's actually interrupting Tatooine.
And what were we watching in the cantina for? Was it like a Facebook Live video that somebody was recording? Is that what we were watching in the cantina?
Basically, it was somehow required viewing for all of the Imperial troops to watch this live broadcast from Tatooine.
Of this guy hitting on Maude. Wow.
I think they wanted that. I think they wanted the Imperial troops to feel better about themselves by watching Krellman hit on Maude.
She only had one character she played forever.
Yeah.
So she's like, all right, everyone go home. Well, maybe one more drink.
One more drink.
Okay, I had the blue snaggletooth. I wish I still had him.
Well, that's one thing I never had. I never did have the blue snaggletooth figure.
I could probably sell him for more than the Mandalorian.
The Empire has closed us down. You don't have to go home. You just have to go. Is that the bouncer she's talking to there?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I want a Black Series figure. I want a Black Series figure of her.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we're gonna get the Black Series Star Wars Holiday Special Edition.
Greedo's looking
a 3-pack of her and 2 Art Carneys.
And 3 Harvey Carmens.
Greedo's looking a lot better since he died.
Yeah.
More coming in. Hey, a devil.
Another devil.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to leave the planet?
And he's like, yeah. Yeah, I thought they just had to go home. They didn't have to leave the planet.
Or maybe the curfew's on the planet on forgetting you have to go back to your homes.
You want some more drink?
Yeah. The locals are getting ugly. Even the cantina band is chanting it.
Come on. Where's our drinks?
We want our drinks.
They're saying if I gotta be here, I need to drink more.
That's what everyone watching this is saying.
Exactly.
So one more on the house. Oh boy.
I love it. I'll run a tab for the Empire.
This is a great version of the tune. It's a little bit slower, jazzy version of the cantina song. Still the same song. Just slowed it down a bit.
I need this version for the outro I use.
Yeah. She does a good job here. This is actually, I kind of like this song.
Why couldn't she sing if thank you for being a friend?
Because this predates that show?
Yeah, this song, this little clip in this song is pretty good.
It sounds like a B-side from Cabaret.
Yeah. Yeah, but this wasn't, I can't poo-poo this one too much.
Yeah, B. Arthur does fairly well in this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
She's more watchable than Harvey Korman.
Or anyone else on this show. As far as
anyone else.
The sad thing is, though, how many people actually turned it off before they even got to this part, though?
Oh, yeah. I wondered in the original showing, like, it had to have been a huge ratings because there really wasn't anything else on at that time. The ratings must have been massive on this show.
This is back when I had 3 channels on PBS.
Yeah, but how many people watched it all the way through? Like, did people lose interest by this point, like Scott said? I mean,
We're still watching.
Dad's turned it off once Itchy got under that machine. A kid show.
Well, like I said before, I think this was such an event that I'm sure people watched to go, it's Star Wars. It has to get better. It has to.
Yeah, where's the lightsabers?
It has to.
Where's the Force? Where's the lightsabers?
Well, and this was during the time we had like the Brady Bunch variety shower.
Oh yeah, there was everyone had a variety show back then. I had one back then. There was so many.
All right, stay on our next episode together. Has to be a variety show.
We have dancers and singers and some soft porn.
Yeah, you'll start the software and go, wait, wrong tape.
What creature is this one from? Is that Michael Myers? Now the bouncer is finally doing his job.
Definitely seems like she's like, all right, this is a job. I'm going to come to work, do the job, get paid, go home.
We're still watching because we're under contract to watch this. That's why we're still watching. It's part of your contract, Jason.
It is in my contract.
It's in your contract. You next time you might want to read the fine print.
I know
I
I'm
never
going to
do.
read the fine print on mine after this.
I didn't realize my TCT contract was for 100 years till after I signed it.
And it carries over to the solo show.
Yeah.
Even more surprising.
You know, this was a brilliant move on her part. She gets him up and doing following her around, and then she just leads him to the door.
And I do like it that they're not walking out in the streets with their glasses. He takes them all away from her.
He takes the glasses.
Yeah, that's touchy. That's cool.
Attention to detail. That's what we
well,
watch
those glasses cost money.
Well, yeah, no. And
all right, faithful listener, we've less than 20 minutes to go.
Woohoo! And the cantina.
Not that any one of us is watching the clock here.
Well, it's down there at the bottom.
I don't think anybody's listening to us anymore. Anyway, it doesn't really matter at this point. We say
they all went to the bar to get some whiskey.
If you are listening, still tweet us. Let us know.
Yeah, I am very curious to see if anybody actually listens to this entire podcast.
We need a code word at the end to see if people get it. If you made it all the way to the end, tweet us this word.
Well, the thing about it is they're probably listening to us, but they're probably shut the thing off. They'll be shutting
I know.
If you're listening without watching, I applaud you.
How about Ken? Ken's doing the editing for this one.
Oh, dear.
Oh, poor
Ken, I'm
there's
so glad
Krellman
you're
with
doing
his
this one,
flower.
not me.
So, were the Imperials forced to watch this in case some rebel activity happened at the cantina, and they're all supposed to rush there? Is that the reason for watching this transmission?
There's no reason.
It's just mandatory.
You know,
watching.
really quick, I actually do want to thank Ken because I don't have to edit this one.
Yeah, no kidding. You owe Ken big time there, Jason.
Okay, so Lumpy has used his mini transmitter to tell them to return to base.
You stay here. So how would he know that there's a? I guess, yeah.
Because of the Chewie's
They
picture.
said
Male missing.
they said earlier they knew how many people or Wookiees lived here, and that one of them was missing.
But if there was a Wookiee still living there, wouldn't they have captured him and made him a slave by this point already? Like they were using all the Wookiees as slaves at this point. So the canon is way off.
You can't.
I love how he just stands there pointing his gun. That's hilarious.
But okay, so he hears the transmitter.
I thought the Wookiees were smart enough to have railings, but apparently they don't to go upstairs.
So here's your cliffhanger.
There's your cliffhanger.
Come up behind Lumpy.
Don't touch my light bright.
I was trying to think of a good name for a light bright. That sums it up.
That's perfect.
It's like worse than...
Look, you didn't break this when you guys came in here.
It's the one thing that's unbroken.
Actually, he just built it.
Fix that. Okay.
Soon.
So now Lumpy's smart. He runs away.
Yeah.
He runs outside.
And Chewbacca is there. Yay!
Yay!
And he is his bowcaster.
Now he distracts the trooper just long enough for Han to come up behind him.
Yep. And Han takes the gun away.
And Han
and this
knocks
is like
the gun and he trips over the gun and falls to his death through the railing.
Over his own gun.
Trips over his gun.
I was like, you thought that the stormtrooper that banged his head was bad? This stormtrooper tripped over his own gun to his death. Now that railing was way less sturdy than the railing that he was walking on earlier. Oh, and there was a Wilhelm scream there when he fell. Did you catch that?
There was the Wilhelm scream, yeah.
We got the Wilhelm scream. That's something we haven't heard at all in Mandalorian. There's a Wilhelm scream. And we also haven't heard I got a bad feeling about this at all in Mandalorian.
Well, there wasn't a Wilhelm scream in The Last Jedi, was there?
No, because they no longer do the Wilhelm scream. But at this point, it was. I think
And
they were
that's
just
why the new
milling it.
trilogy is awful. No Scream.
No Wilhelm scream. We haven't got in Mandalorian. I got a bad feeling about this at all, at any point either yet. Chapter 8.
Maybe they're saving that for chapter 8. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry if you haven't been watching Mandalorian yet and you're saving them. I'm spoiling it for you that there's no Wilhelm scream.
If you're listening to this and watching along, I assume you've watched Mandalorian.
if you're this far into listening to us talk about this.
Yeah, you got to be a diehard.
And from this point forward, Harrison looks totally ashamed for the rest of the special.
Yeah.
And he should be.
He never looks at the camera once. He's always looking at his feet.
I like how he just throws the gun over the edge instead of keeping it.
Ford wanted to get killed off at the end of Empire, so he didn't have to do another special.
Yeah. He wanted to get killed off after New Hope, never mind Empire.
All right, now it's getting weird.
Now it's getting weird. Have you not been watching the rest of it? He just walked in.
Jason just woke up. He hugs Grandpa first, his dad. Ah, good old dad.
There's the same scene we just saw a moment ago.
Yeah, they reuse it. Okay, I
want to point out to everyone, Han Solo just left. He was walking all the way back to his ship. It took him how long to get here?
It's really becoming softcore porn between the two.
Yeah, I think I need to leave the room at this point.
Yeah, Lumpy better leave.
Lumpy, you're getting a brother.
Uh-oh, someone at the door. Grab the bowcaster. This is how it is at my house when the door locks. Everybody quiet. Oh, it's Art.
Art Carney's back.
There's definitely some highlights in this show. I think the biggest thing is it's just too long. And too much little filler.
Yeah,
stuff.
if it was an hour long, it would be so bad.
Yeah. I like how Chewbacca keeps his bowcaster in with the knitting. And with knitting basket. Is there a problem? Well, yeah, he died.
Yeah. I can't reach him on the comm.
Yeah, Art will take care of this. He has a response.
Well, and again, he wasn't here, but he somehow knows exactly what happened.
Well, I think he saw it climbing up the tree. He was climbing up. He saw the stormtrooper fall. The broken railing. 7-Eleven. Super before 7-Eleven. He robbed me blind and took off to the hills. I like how he just takes a sigh and goes.
I love how he just sighs and goes, "Yeah, this happens all the time."
Yeah. Oh, again.
We'll send someone out to look for him.
Yeah. Like,
another deserter.
Okay, now the dead corpse is at the bottom of the tree base, right below their home, and there's a broken railing. You think they're going to buy that story once they get there?
Yeah, let's not look into this at all. This happens all the time.
Yeah. We said we'll send someone around to check it out, but
okay.
Touching moment.
Hugs all around.
Hey, may the force be with you. I think we heard that earlier, though.
So did he tell the Imperial officer he robbed him blind so he could submit a form to get paid?
Yeah.
For all the stuff that the Imperials have been taking from him?
Well, that's
brilliant.
I had a full set of Mandalorian armor.
I had a Mandalorian.
And now we get now it gets weird. Now, Jason, this is when it really starts to get weird. So they grab their snow globes.
Yep. Everyone get in the living room with your snow globe.
Get your snow globe.
But honestly, you know what? When you think about it, is Christmas any less weird? Let's chop down a tree, put it in our living room, decorate it.
A strange man watches you all year and then climbs down your chimney.
Yeah.
And eats your cookies.
Yeah. So they all hold their snow globes up, and the lighting is really weird.
so they teleport or something because, yeah, the screen goes white.
The drugs just kicked in.
Yeah, it's a very...
And then they're on a outer space background.
Yeah. Life Day's interesting.
And now they have red robes.
All right, this is a 4-pack of figures we need.
The red robe.
And now they're all walking in a line into a sun.
Yeah, stay away from the light. You're not supposed to walk into the light. Everyone knows that.
Carry on.
I like how some of their robes are way too long in the arms and they hang down to their knees.
Now, there's a star exploding.
That's why you shouldn't walk into the light.
Now, the reason they're all wearing red robes is because they were out of money. They couldn't afford to make all those Wookiee costumes, so they made do with cheap masks and red robes.
And you want the masks?
I was just wondering about the masks. Did they make all the masks or those store masks?
They actually look pretty good. Like they're quite well done, those masks. I'm thinking that they might have made them. I'm sure they're all pretty much, maybe they are store masks.
Heck, I thought they ran out of money when they made Itchy's mask.
Yeah.
So
and now R2-D2 and C-3PO are here for no explored reason.
Yeah, like only Wookiees are allowed at Life Day, and our heroes and R2-D2 and C-3PO. So is Life Day traditionally a Wookiee celebration, and over the years, other cultures have adopted it and taken in, like, because other species celebrate Life Day in the Star Wars universe now, not just Wookiees.
I don't know, but next time I go to Galaxy's Edge, I'm going to tell every cast member Happy Life Day.
Here's Han Solo. Here's poor Harrison Ford. He's like, you see him like glance off to the side like he's reading his cue card before he wittingly delivers his one line.
Carrie's lit and Harrison's ashamed.
At this point, Harrison Ford is thinking about becoming a carpenter again.
And Mark wants to wipe his face off.
Can I have that accident again?
And Carrie Fisher sings.
Yeah. Which is actually, she's a pretty good singer. She has a good voice.
Well.
Yeah.
Okay, look at her eyes.
At least she starts off well.
Pupil check.
They need to show Harrison's face. I want to see his reaction.
There it is. There it is. There. He's
like, why am I here?
Yeah, he's rethinking his life choices.
He's crying internally.
I didn't get paid enough.
This is a bad idea. I got a bad feeling about this.
There you go. Find that note, Carrie. Find it.
It's almost there. Actually, you know what? I think they just hired actors with long hair to play the Wookiees. You know, they didn't really get masks. You just see the back of their heads.
It's Jefferson Starship from behind.
Yeah. They got Jefferson Starship to play the Wookiees walking around.
Just comb your hair out. Don't do the hairspray today.
Yeah, my audio's like 2 seconds off, so all I see is like Carrie with a big mouth.
Dun 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 dun. And we go into the John Williams celebration music. And they just mingle around. Yeah, I think that's human hair we're looking at from the back of the heads. I don't think that those are masks at all. You don't see the front of any of the other Wookiees. So what's happening here?
We get a little montage of clips from the movie.
Oh, okay.
To go,
why?
Hey, remember that movie? Remember that? This is why you were watching, right? You wanted to see this.
Like we just saw that same clip of the Falcon leaving Tatooine earlier in the show. Okay, this makes like zero sense at all in the special. With
like,
playing chess.
This This was the reward for watching the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like, remember this? Remember that you liked this? Please like us.
Remember the good times.
We got 7 minutes to fill, guys. Let's just get some clips when you hope and put it on. Oh, poor Alec. Alec Guinness. Hey, we got to take off.
Yet another
We did it! Carrie!
Chewbacca doesn't get a medal.
They don't spoil it at all by showing the Death Star exploding. They just cut right to them
Chewbacca never got a medal?
Well, how come Carrie never, or Princess Leia never, General Organa Leia never hugged him after Han died?
Yeah.
She just ran right past them. I don't think Carrie or Princess Leia is a big Wookiee fan. She puts him down, hairy carpet and stuff like that. So is this the day after Life Day, or is this the dinner now? Life Day dinner that we're having?
I think this is the dinner that she was cooking the bantha surprise for.
You know what? I'll be honest, it's been years and years since I made it this far in this show, so this is all new to me.
Usually by this point, I'm 3 sheets to the wind, so it's all blurred.
Jason's not passed out at this point.
I'm amazed I've been able to get through this.
I made it 120 minutes longer than I did the previous time.
So which episode of Incredible Hulk did you watch, Scott?
Green.
The one where he ends up sad and walking away in the end.
Yeah. See, Harrison Ford put his carpentry work to good use and fixed the railing now. It's back to its original. Patty Maloney, never to be heard from again. All these actors never to be heard from again.
It was on troop.
I would love to get an actor from the holiday, the one that played the stormtrooper or something, to interview on a solo show.
I don't know, but I have a feling this is going to bleed over to the GCT somehow.
Probably, yeah. So there we have it, the Star Wars Holiday Special. If you made it this long, I think you deserve a reward. Message me that you watched this, you listened to the entire show, and bonus points if you watched it on YouTube while you listened to us talk about it. And you know what? I'll send you a solo show button.
You know what? I had a good time with you guys. That's the only reason I can get through this sober. This was fun.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Good time.
I think I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. How about you, Justin?
This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed our little round table discussion of this.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to sound crappy when people listen to it. They're not going to listen to the whole thing, but if you did, if you made it all the way through, message me.
Thank you. Thank you if you've listened all the way to the end with us.
Yeah, and I'll send you a solo show button. Yeah, if you made it through here.
Well, there's that saying too, though. Misery loves company. So
Wonder Woman.
Now the Incredible Hulk's on. Now I can watch this.
Oh, you got to return it. We'll be back next week at the regular time. So, any final thoughts, guys?
That is
I don't
a rough
have
watch.
any thoughts left to think.
I'm still hearing. What I
think
here?
that's me. Sorry, that's the Yesterworld talking.
That might be me. I still got audio going from somewhere. Let me just. How do I close this? There we go. Okay. I don't think the listeners could hear what I was hearing. Okay, sorry, that was distracting. Final thoughts, Justin?
That's a rough watch, no matter how you watch it, but I really enjoyed going through it with you guys.
Yeah. Scott?
I'm glad it's over. I enjoyed it. I'm glad that the movie's over.
That is the right answer.
Yeah. Jason, you're going to have a drink now?
It's only noon.
You know what's funny is your
This isn't
beard.
I don't live in Vegas.
Your beard grew more since we started recording this.
I will say this was a lot of fun doing this with you guys. It's the only reason I could get through this. And if you've listened to this point, thank you very much.
Yeah. This, you know what? This was a blast. I really enjoyed doing this. I don't want to do it again.
We might have to do this every year.
No, I don't want to do this again.
But we might have to do it during happy hour.
Maybe we could pick something else to watch.
Yeah. Or that. Yeah, that would be an idea. But I think if you're going to watch the Star Wars Holiday Special, do yourself a favor. Don't watch it alone. Watch it with friends and laugh and joke throughout the whole thing, because that's honestly pretty much the only way you can really do it.
Don't watch it alone.
Don't watch it alone. Yeah, you know what? I like my viewers. I don't need to hear about accidents happening after watching.
I know I'm going to have nightmares later.
No, I don't think it's that far gone. There are some highlights. There are some good stuff.
It's not. It's bad. I mean, it's bad. But it's not as bad. No, it's bad.
The only good part about it was the highlights they showed from A New Hope.
Well, and I think the cartoon was interesting.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I think B. Arthur, the cantina scene was a lot of fun. It was just too much of the little filler stuff that they forced us to watch.
The humor bits don't work. The humor bits fall flat so many times.
Yeah.
The music is okay. B. Arthur, as you say, was very good in this. She did very well. The bits with Han and Solo in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon are always good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's some good stuff to be had in this, but as a whole, it's bad.
I would like to ask George Lucas. So 41 years later, we're still watching it. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. What's that, Scott?
He would just shake his head. That's all he would do if you asked.
He'd blame Disney. I blame Disney. It was Disney's fault.
He would ask for your copy of it so he could destroy it.
I'm surprised it's still on YouTube. Honestly, I'm surprised that it hasn't been forced to be taken down yet. And there's several different versions out there showing the whole thing. So that is I mean, what did we, Jason, on the Grand Circle Tour, we had something taken off YouTube.
We did an episode because they let us use a lot of Disney music and Disney sound bites and commercials and all kinds of things. But we did an episode last year that was all music from the parks, and it got taken down because of a 10-second clip of Stitch speaking in Japanese from Tokyo.
Yeah.
Everything else was fine. It was Stitch speaking in Japanese that got us taken down.
And it was like a year later.
Yeah, it was over a year later.
That YouTube sent us an email saying they're taking this down because of copyright infringement.
So the moral of the story is don't use anything Oriental Land Company.
Well, yeah. I'm shocked that this is still up there. I don't understand how YouTube works, but in any event.
They're very generous. They let us, because we do a lot, and they let us, and they haven't shut us down.
Yeah.
Disney seems pretty good about letting their fans do fan service, as it were.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't seem like they're trying to make a profit off of it or pass themselves off.
We're Disney. Not making any money. And we're not ragging on them. We're having a good time.
Right.
But if you listen to the Grand Circle Tour past Ken's outro and wait 5 seconds, there's almost always a little bonus for you at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, I should stop. I should hit stop record.
Yeah. Well, anyways, thank you very much, guys, for joining us, and Merry Christmas.
Happy Life Day.
Happy Life Day.
Happy Life Day, one and all.
May the force be with you.
There you go. Ken, take it away.